lost track of exactly what time it was. Give me just a second. And Michael Wilson's going to be in here, so I got to show him how to make a sphere. I got to make a top for. I don't know what the hell. Just told me I was unable to connect it this time, but all right, that's new. That's awfully thin. I think I drilled those ass backwards. Might have. Very well could have. Get this off here. Let's get some damn turning going on. What's up, Someday? Bailey. Miss Francis, how are you? Okay. I might not have done it ass backwards. I don't know. I was going to flip around the camera like Jeff suggested and all that stuff, but just read the comments off the screen here, but I'm doing the whole wheel thing. I don't know what the hell just happened. Wheel of names. Bring your ass back up there. Bring up my YouTube. Things are fighting me. Could be the sweat on the mouse pad too, I don't know. Okay. Trevor from Capture Memories. What's up, man? Okay, so kind of a little bit late live today. Had to take my boy for ball photos, all that cool stuff. All right, strings up so I can see your comments and all that cool stuff now. Figured I'd give you guys a break from the giant bowls for a little bit. I know that you guys just absolutely love the big ass giant bowls. Oh. Why is there sound on that? No sound. Go away. There we go. There's my bushings, there's my thingy, all that cool stuff. Let's get in here and get to turning. It's currently 97 degrees here in Southern Ohio. Feels like a legit heat wave's rolling through. Okay, so right off the rip, we're going to start off with some of this stabilized and dyed. I believe that one's birch. I like the way it looks. I think that's what we're going to use first. Big tube, little tube. Get my shellac out of there. Stuff these up a little bit and we'll get to cranking on them. What's up, Mr. Jeff? Everybody, Big round of applause for Jeff. He finally popped that 5K mark. He's been busting his ass at it for a while now, and it finally worked out for him. Okay, I'm not a huge fan of blue, but that's gonna look real pretty when it's done. Okay. First thing we're gonna do, we're gonna shore up the butts on these a little bit, maybe not. Much better. Appropriate bushing. Thank you very much. There we go. Might have put those on there wrong, but I can make it work. I can make it work. Before we go any further, I do have a couple things to say. One, FedEx can go straight to hell. Everything from the last raffle, 2 things for Heidi from the shoots, 1 package for Dan, and 1 for Not, are currently back in my home, because even though I had them pick them up at my house for drop shipping and all that cool stuff like that, they just neglected to send them out. I never got any tracking numbers after Heidi was asking me about it. Went back to check, and my packages were still sitting in Ashland. So that Heidi, Dan, and Not, you guys will all get a extra slot on the wheel today in a half-ass attempt to make things fairly right, even though it don't, but that's not the way that I do things, and it kind of pissed me off. This reminds me of a little of the mash, part elegant, captain major, captain, etc. So, I normally don't wear things with strings on around my neck when I'm coming out here turning, but it's hotter than hinges hell today. You're lucky I even got a shirt on. I know that would get Billy Shoot turned up and ready to go, but that's not the goal for today. Speaking of turned up and ready to go, look what Daddy found. 2 cans of this shit. They're pins, I'm turning them up. Put a fresh edge on this skew. Hell no, I'm not going to bite you. You want to see me naked. I'm not biting nothing on you, Billy. You guys might enjoy the view a little bit more over here. Oh, that broke off. Had a piece fly off. That could be shitty. If I was real tore up about that, that could be real shitty. I'm not, though. We'll let that one dry. We'll go over here and start working on this one. I got to shear this one down anyways. Yes, you do. Okay, so since we done the addendum there, come back and take care of that in a minute. Should probably actually do push cuts on, or peeling cuts on these. Hotter than the hinges of hell right now. The diameter's got a little bit smaller, so we're going to lower that down. take off a piece of this brass tube on the inside here, but man, that looks like the ocean. Okay, cool. I think I've got two of the different size tubes on here, which is no big deal. I can correct that right real quick because I had the forethought to think and buy one of these carbides for brass and softer metals, and I keep it on this little thing. Okay, so first off, you need to leave. Get my pliers, pop this off, deburr it. There we go. We'll clean that up. Let's see what we got in here. I think one of these, yeah, this one was just a wee bit shorter than it should be. Could be a big mix-up amongst the pin internals on my part. I was in a bit of a rush trying to get this ready for y'all. Yeah, I'd say that's probably what it is. Shore this one down just a little bit, not a whole lot, but enough to make some material disappear. That will do it. Okay, now we can actually go back and shore these up the way they're supposed to be and fix my errors. There's nothing says awesome like tear out on both ends. One thing I do not like about stabilized woods and dyed woods, seems like they are way more prone to tearing out and stuff like that. Could just be where I'm a dumbass and I use a skew for everything. But when you work real hard to try to figure something out and you finally kind of get it, you try to use it a lot. Let's see where I go here. That's what she said. So, already on the wheel today, before anyone says I forget, we have 4 pulls for Dan's wood turning, 2 pulls for Eric, 1 for a knot, 3 for Keith Brewer, which I'll be making a top in here in a little bit like Keith made. I got onto Keith's channel the last time he went live and the time before that. Dude's just starting out, but he's really got some skills. You guys should totally check him out. Son of a bitch, I did it again. Ain't nobody gonna want this pin by the time it's done. To the point where I'm getting ready to just trash the blank and move on with life. If it wasn't already glued inside of something, we would be there. That burns the baby. Shave all that off and tame it again. Got a little piece over here too, why not? Welcome to the party, assholes. CA, I want to repair a battleship before we even start to finish. Alright, no approach. Smaller sheep. This one that Jeff says looks like a screwdriver. Big old fat hands. Got really tired of burning everything on them. Try this. Okay, it's holding. See. 120. Got the 180. look like. Higher grit. And 55 people in here. Hell yeah, hit the like button. Let's just sweat off my hand. Sorry. Yeah, she's blue. Okay, so we got here, make sure we ain't got no crazy ass. Alright, that kind of blends in with the burl, so yeah, I'm down with that. We're at 300. Kick her up. No, we're not. We're at 800. 800. Back this up a little bit. Hot, hot. Zimbabwe hot. What's up, John? What's up, Lawrence? Mr. Wilson, I see you in here. What's up, Dan? Grandpa Tricky, what's up? Flip this over. That's dry. Now, I've seen something. I don't know if it'll work or not. First time I've ever tried it. It might turn out like straight ass, I don't know. But I was told to take a wax paste, very high grit sandpaper. It's white. I'm going to sacrifice a piece of 3000 grit. To make that really shine. So we're going to see how that goes. See if it works at all. Very sparing on this. Right now it kind of looks like vomit. try to buffer all alternate, so it looks like. It's crazy. Super fortunate. Right, so that's there. We're going to turn the heat up on this with the speed up so I can generate more heat. Yeah. Okay, that looks very glassy. Don't really know yet. It is glassy as hell. Oh my god. Alright. Got some cool white stripes in it too. I like that. Do have to trim up right here on the edge of this where I patched that. I don't know if you guys can see that, but she pretty. Move this out of the way, put this first one together. Cool. And just to show you guys, we have full walls all the way around these bad boys. So we were able to pack the blowout and everything. And the piece that I packed, it kind of blends in with the burl in here in the wave. So yeah, pretty cool with that. Let me mount these behemoths back up over here real quick so I don't lose them for our next pin. And then we're going to do some ignorance. As if there isn't always ignorance happening. This one's going to be a fountain. Got my sexy socks on for Jeff. Drug dealer bag. That'll go with whoever wins this. Put that right there. Put that right there. Make sure that one don't screw off, and it does. Okay, and then we need this piece, the joint in the middle. Why not, right? pointed. My favorite part of the process is the nibbing. Nibs on there. Nibs threaded up. Alright, so what I do is, and you guys have seen me do this like a million times. Oh yeah, I got a granny bun. So I want to showcase, let's see if I can get it to show for you guys, that kind of figuring right there. So I definitely don't want the pin clip covering that. Okay. Got the swirl. We're going to put our get hotter hill pin cap on the back side of that. I think that will be great. That way it can still show that, and it's not going to let the clip obscure that piece of grain on the front of there. Because I want that to be front and center. And then silver hardware, mallet for the win. Mallet wins every time. I like the blue, the dyed burl on this one. It's pretty cool. Set you down there so I don't lose you. The winner of today or whatever will be able to choose between that one or this burl that I'm getting ready to do right now. We'll do them at the end of the stream. All that cool stuff. Okay, there's that. Ah. Gotta sand it, gotta sand it. My pin making's a little bit rusty. I've been turning gigantic bowls for the past, few live streams. Give it a break. I know that this one is green and gold. And if it looks anything like the outside edge of that, it's pretty as hell. I don't use accelerant for the CA glue and all that stuff like that. I don't like the white haze that it gives, and I like to let it kind of cure on its own so it's not nearly as brittle. This one should be pretty. Should be. Also, I'm going to go ahead and say this, it shouldn't fight me tooth and damn nail the whole time either. Which totally 100% says it will. Hold on for a minute. I'll add you. I just now seen that, man. Dan. Okay, it's 2 more for Dan. I'm going to add them all in front of you guys at the end of this so everyone can see it. That way there's no discrepancies. That's Dan's wood turning. So you got 10, so 6 in total for you. Put you on there. Whew, good Lord, she's hot. Like Somali hot. We're not even attempting the apron today, boys and girls. It's just, at this point, it's damn it hot. We done the skew on the last one. We're going to do the skew on this one too. I think this one is a maple burl that's been dyed and stabilized. Whereas the other one I'm pretty sure is birch. Dude, this looks like a peacock's ass. It's like, damn it. Somebody's going to win, and then they're going to take this one. Oh, man, that's beautiful. I have to get some more of those. Okay, so this is the, before I forget, this is the PKRB 7, a rollerball, and that shit is absolutely stunning. Wow. only thing I don't like about using the skew on this is when you use the skew, you're usually looking for like the burnish line and everything. What's up, Todd? Right there, I want to take out of there. Got here. Yeah, sand that up real quick. Clean it up real quick. Better yet. Hey, only pins is in here? Big fan of that guy. Got a bump right here. I knew it was there. Kind of thought I liked it. The more I work around it, I realize that I don't want it there. Better now. stinks like ass. Paper towel. What's up, Lions? Damn, she's hot in here today. Alright, so we're going to do the same thing we done with the last one. A couple coats of CA finish. And then we're going to try the wax with the Super High Grit 3000. And see how that works out. Haven't yet, please like and subscribe. Getting ready to, I think we just broke the 7,500 mark, or 7,500 mark. I like to set realistic goals. I'd like to be at 10,000 by the end of the year. I think that's feasible. Man, she's pretty. See what she looks like as soon as she starts drying before I hit the wax off of her. That is absolutely beautiful. Mama? So what I noticed the last time I ran this on there, if you run this, it kind of cuts any kind of inconsistencies with the CA finish. Almost like we were doing with the turtle wax, but this does it like way better. And then we'll let it bake for a second, and then we're going to hit it with the crusty old sock on one of the clean sections. I didn't know that. I'd be tickled to get to 10K by October, trust me. So we're going to cook this finish. I'll let you guys see here in a minute whenever I said it looks like a peacock's tail, man. Pretty cool. Now, this finish, I pretty much tried to copy the exact same thing that Billy Shoot does, Shout, and then I put the Johnsons on it with the super high grit to avoid any kind of like high spots or anything like that. And I'm getting that glassy finish. I'm not as good at it as Billy Shalp is, but this thing is pretty. Like it's real damn pretty. We're gonna let it cool down a little bit. If the wood's expanded or all, it'll contract. We put a lot of friction on that. I'm gonna put this back over here because that's probably one of the best purchases I've ever made off Amazon. The blue one's over there. This will be the green peacock one, because damn, she pretty. And then I'm gonna round off a piece of walnut, do an inlay in it for a buddy of mine. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know if he'll like it after I'm done with it or not. I'm gonna make a sphere for Michael Wilson. Not saying it's necessarily the right way to make a sphere. It's just how I do it. The easiest way I've done it. Sorry, Lions. This is dyed and stabilized. I believe this is curly maple burl. The other one is a birch burl. I can show you it real quick. Oh, man, that is pretty as hell. All right, move this out of the way. Back this up. Back this up. It's going to conclude our pinnery for today once I get this one built. Damn, she be warm. Who done that? Shoops. I'll put you on there for 2, man. Hold on for a second. I have a horrible problem about gluing my bushings to my blanks, but I low-key tell myself I get better results with the ends by doing such. I don't know if that's true or not, but I've had some pretty sketchy blanks that should have blown out on the ends, and they didn't. So, same thing that Todd said the other day, until, like, Geesey comes in here himself and tells me to stop doing that shit, I'm probably going to keep doing it. Go ahead and get this off here. Knockout rod. Sheila. Probably gonna need that one. Oh, definitely gonna need that. All right. Set you over there. Dump out all this stuff like a legit drug dealer. Drug dealer or pin turner? I'm not sure yet. I can only imagine getting pulled over. This squirrely ass spring. Put it right there. Alright, first up, I'm going to need... Make sure that don't unscrew, because we don't want it to unscrew. Badass mount from Jeff. Drop that in there. Spring kit in there. Oh, damn, she's pretty. All right. Now I want to try to. There's one big swath of this gold that's in here, and I'd like to keep it lined up with the rest of that. And she's seated. Just like that. All right. It's hotter than Ange as the hell out here. Well, I don't do with the whole crappy flag, so I love my country. This sumbitch can take a flying fuck off a really short bridge. I don't talk bad about people like that, but there's hundreds of thousands of men and women who served this country and died for it, just so you can say some slick shit like that, but doesn't mean you can say it in my chat. Here's the pin. Woo! It's hot, Daddy. It's hot. All right. So Michael Wilson wanted me to make a sphere, or kind of give him the rundown on a sphere. I'm in no way saying that this is the right way to do this. I'm just saying that this way works for me. So, if you want to try it, give it hell. Turn mine between centers. Bloodwood's probably not the best wood to do it with, but it's the one we're going to use today. I might have some maple down here. Lucked out. Got a piece of hard maple. Of my drawers, or what's in my drawers? You gotta be very specific. And then you gotta tell me which set of drawers you're talking about, good sir. I'll put the shoots over here for 2 more before I forget. Kind of working with a shorter than normal section here. Sorry. It's a wood lathe. This one's manufactured by Grizzly. This is the G0987, if you're like looking for an exact model number. It's 16 inches by 47 inches, and it's 2 horsepower. Woo! It's hot. I think she's gonna hold. We'll find out in a minute. All right. I'm gonna try to fit my bigger tool rest in here, just because I don't like working with this shorter skew or shorter rest while working with a skew. I might be able to finagle something in here. I don't know. Maybe. It's gonna be real sketchy either way it goes. All right. So that's obviously not centered to this tenon, but we're gonna keep it between centers as it is. Y'all have no idea how damn hot it is right now. Alright, what I do is I measure the width of the piece I'm working on. And then I will come over here and put a mark. And then you're going to find the halfway point between those. It's right there, it looks pretty good. You can eyeball it. That's going to be the top of your sphere. Halfway between this line and your far edge. You're going to put a line halfway between this line and your far edge. You're going to put a line. So, starting on this side, once you get to sloping down, you can start coming with a long point. Now that's ultimately not going to be the outside of the circle, or we would have a cylinder with 2 rounded edges. You don't want to cut away this line in the middle. But you do want to work the back end of that line. Another really good practice for this his eggs. Hey, my wife's in here. What's up, honey? Just clear some room to where we can safely work. With the skew. A little bit of a V-cut. Just so we can get the edge down in the work area. Going with the long point of the skew. Tap dead set off there a little bit. What I am going to do right here is get a massive catch like a dumbass. Put a line right here. If we're lucky, we'll be able to chuck that up in our jaws, and it'll make cleaning up the edges of this very, very easy. You really want to watch the horizon on this and make sure there's no lumps or anything like that. Go back in with our long tip. Take this off here. Put this up here. That might fit in there. Hopefully it will. Yeah, just like I planned, right? Alright, so that's in there. It's a little bit out of center, but we're getting ready to work on that part anyways. And like I said, man, there's probably like 1,010,000 different ways to do this. Make sure my strings are in my shirt. Hi, baby. She brought a fan and a water. She loves me. Hold on a minute. Give me the water. Really shit. I love you. I will. Make a little bit of a cannon to work with there. I'm going to start going in with the long point. Come in with my little skew. Alright, she's getting real close to popping off there. Now would be the last time to give her the so right there I bumped and made a flat spot. Not 100% perfect, but for what you were telling me about and what you were wanting to use them for, it's a ball. Get your catches. No. Hippie, I guess hippie chicks get them to roll around in their hands from what Michael Wilson's saying. Like, he's got a pretty good racket going on over there. Holy shit. Now, I was sent an email the other night by a feller. And actually while we was watching Keith Brewer, I believe, make some tops, because Keith's an actually pretty good turner for just getting a lathe like a week ago. He asked me if I would make him a top. He had purchased it and all that cool stuff. So I was like, yeah, I'll make you a top. So what we're going to do is, this isn't exactly square, but I think it's square enough to get by with what I want to do. Famous last words, right? I'm going to make a couple tops that I usually make for the fairs and festivals and stuff, because little kids eat that shit up. And then I'm going to make a really, really nice version of the top. We've been on here for right about an hour and a half now, and I feel like I've lost 37 pounds just sweating. Hotter than hinges hell. Right. Safety first. We're going to step off the side when we turn it on. Okay. Go around this and put a 10 on it. This would all have been a lot easier if I started off with a rounded or squared off piece of wood, but I'm an idiot. We're going to go back to the trucking house. Just because I hate that. Boy, they were protected here. Also, why we're going to do everything in our power to keep this gouge or this tool rest as close as possible. I think that's some of our issues. Alright, see how roughed out and nasty this is. That's what I started out with, man. That's what the Frankenlathe was. Alright, so we do have some holes in this. Like I said, man, this is just salvage wood. But I think we'll be able to get what we need out of this. Maybe-ish. I don't know. We're going to try it, though. Wait a minute. Hold on for a second. Why am I doing that when I can just do this? Oh, hell yeah, Billy. Problem solved. I forgot I set pieces over there the other night after I watched Keith's live, just so I could do this. Holy piece of shit out of the way. Look at these things, like fairly squared off and stuff. Whatever will I do? Marked off. It's even. Get away from me, bug. There. Give this a shot now. I'm sorry, guys. Good enough for what we want. And Chuck the hobby, what was that? Oh man, I was ready to burn my shop. Oh. Alright, so we're gonna put a just a tin over here. Anchor, hit the bevel, roll down. Just a cut that we can establish a dovetail with. Oh, holy hell now. Give enough tailstock support just while we're rounding it out. After that, we're going to take that away because that's where we're going to be working at. There we go. Close enough for government work. So, swing you right over here. These are usually pretty big sellers at like craft fairs and stuff. Plus, it also gives you a chance to throw stuff at kids when they walk by your booth. Their parents can't get mad at you because you gave them something, right? Hopefully that stays chucked up in there. It's undoubtedly not gonna. What we will do sharpen this real quick. Okay. Come back up and handle that here in a minute. Don't do that either. Dropping shit. Popper. I know what the issue is, but I'm trying to save this piece of wood, so it is what it is. Just a second. All right, let's make the damn top now. Lower our tool raise down a little bit. Good point. Okay. Round off the outside walls of this where we just literally broke it off with our hands. Good line right there. Good line right there. Take my short point, round off that bead right there around the edge. That. It's no man's land right there. God damn it. Sorry, didn't mean to say that. We get some gnarly catches in there. Let's make sure we don't have any like tear out on the front of it. Hit it with some sandpaper. And then I'll make a real top out of a bigger piece of wood. Okay, so there's a top, and you're supposed to be able to spin a top, and if it's decent, you're supposed to be able to spin the top upside down. So I reckon we might need to try that. Julio. Jesus, what's up? Alright, so I don't know how to spin a top upside down. That's obviously not how you do it. Ow, son of a bitch, that hurt. I don't know if you just grab it by the rim and spin it. Second time that one's went to the floor now. It's pissing me off like. But we did have someone who messaged me the other day and he wanted me to make them a top. A nice fancy top. So he could do the Venmo thing and have it shipped to him and all that stuff like that. You're going tonight live at 8, so 9 Eastern. Hell yeah, I will be there. So this guy's pretty cool. And I'm thinking if he had like a real cool, real shellacked up bloodwood top, he'd be content with it. Not trying to keep it small like this, but actually doing the bottom with the second finial, the wide band, the bead, first band up, maybe a captive ring, and then the actual knob on top of it, like an old Victorian style top. So I think that's what we're going to do. Toss this off the side because that'll be a jam chuck here in the next day or two or something. I've got about 50 of them made for the show, and whenever I get like quality poplar in 2x2s, I take a bunch of them to the show with me and I turn them in front of the kids. But I use carbides at the show because obviously there's not nearly as much sharpening. But that top actually turned out very well. So let's chuck this in, get that tight. Wouldn't be a show without me dropping the chuck or key. I do want to try this though. No, I'm an idiot. I need a bowl. Haha. Sit down here a minute and jam it in my ass and just ruin my life. Okay. So we're going to lock this in. I'm going to turn it around. And then I'm going to put a tenon on it so I can turn the other end around. This isn't crazy long like the other one was, so it shouldn't have any of the problems with the breakage and stuff like that. I say that and it'll be a total shit show. And then we'll do our raffle for the pin. there, but that's annoying. Tilt head on the back for a tenon. Anchor, start catching. Alright, chuck this at a dovetail, flip it. Make the other side fairly round. I forgot everybody's name because I'm an idiot. Oh no, man, you're good. I don't remember people's names for not nothing. It's impossible. $247 in here, 239 likes. Hell yeah, I'll take it. Oh no, Billy. It's not good. I'm going to do something real sketchy, like real quick. Hold on. Use this to hold that against that. Turn that on. Cut me something for the chucks to grab onto there. Lose a 1/4 inch of wood. Why not? It's not like it's blood wood or anything, you know. Okay, what's it look like? Not too god awful bad. Let's make it straight. Alright. So try not to get killed. Over now. Probably will help out a lot. like it. Alright. Put a line here. Put a line there. Something. I want to try it. I think it's over here. Maybe. Which point L, I don't know. Where'd you go? These are my sock on it. Ah, it's right there behind me. Actually, I went up for once. I don't know if this is going to work or not. I'm going to try it. Might be a terrible catch. I'll take it. a loose one. I don't know if you guys have ever made a captive rings in bloodwood yet. It's a bit of a pain in the ass because of the way the grain's oriented. Once they get all burnished up, man, they look slick. Okay. So a little bit of a V-groove right here. Bead. Two beads. Make sure that won't come off. It does that. The ones I care about are here. That's all that matters. Speed up a little bit to put the burn lines in. Couldn't ask for a better break. She didn't get beat up. She didn't get tore up. Let's see if she spins. Oh, God. She might not. Yeah, I'm coming through a crazy thunderstorm right now. It's as close as I can get to a Mark Monaco top. It may seem kind of goofy, but it's actually a very, as Mark Monaco says it, it's a very advanced technique. I don't think that I quite nailed it. But I do have two itty bitty captive rings that are stuck on that stem. And spiraling on the bottom. Spiraling on the top, or the lining, I'm sorry. And she spins upright. I have done captive rings, none that small. This is probably one of the coolest tools that I've made. This is a piece of torrified ash that I had working on a spindle. It was a cutoff. This is an old carbon steel nail that I cleaned up. I bent it at an angle and Put a little bit of an edge on it, and it lets me get right underneath on these smaller rings. So this one's got two. If you guys could, please look up the Mark Monaco top and check it out, man. I'm telling you right now, cheapest tool in my shop. It's kind of a niche thing if you're like doing, you know, captive rings and small stuff, but it's super awesome. This little top spins, man. I don't know if I can get the spin upside down or not, but we'll give it a shot here in a second. After it jumps off into the dust, I've actually got to put some grease on this for Mr. I think it's the other knot brother, maybe. So I just broke one of my captive ass rings. It's now got one captive ring. But she spins. Lawrence, I recently just got my hollowing tools. I just dropped that shit again. Through Hunter Carbide Systems. Really cool stuff. Really cool stuff. They sent them to the shop, and I was going to bust them out today, but I think we're getting ready to get a gnarly thunderstorm here. I'm about to drop that shit again. And we're not going to be on here a whole lot longer. I'm going to clean up this bloodwood top here, and then gotta give you guys a few minutes to put your name in there for the raffle if you want it or not. And then I'm gonna do a drawing for one of these here pins. That's a slick. Cool thing is, I don't think it'll cost a whole. It probably costs more to ship one of these things than what they actually cost. Yeah, $5 entry or 5 memberships get you in. Bitch is still spinning. Mm-hmm. Who that? Who that in front of my house? Oh, my mama. So we've been on here for about 2.5 hours almost at the 2:30 mark. I'm gonna hit the raffle. I think that'd be the cool thing to do. Rounds it off with a nice even number. I am very pissed that I broke that other ring off there, but I don't want to glue it back on there because I'm not a hack. Not on something that small. If it was like something bigger, I'd glue it just because it's an aesthetic. But when you get into stuff like that size, captive rings, that it involves a little bit of a finesse. Who was that? Was that the Shoops? I put the Shoops on the list again. Billy, you ain't got to do that, man. You guys are on the list like a lot. Plus, you got a bonus one. So did Dan. So did Not. Heidi. And Not. Ben from Not. Who the hell just sent memberships? Who did that? Not your average. Not. Which one is that, bro? You John or Ben? Ken or Randy, or I'm pretty sure there's 30 of you guys now, and I don't know your names that well. John. Shoots. All right. John's already got the maple with a Paduke lid coming. Average. Yeah, man, I can't remember. Keith, you're in here, man. Check out my tops. Here's this little one. This Benz is pretty cool. Here's this one with a little captive ring on it, aspiring on the bottom. It had two captive rings. I dropped it, and one was so thin it broke off. But it spins. It actually spins pretty good. Like, I'm fairly impressed of how it spins. Show the pins. Yes, I can show the pins. I'm sorry, Mr. Wilson. Mr. Wilson's got to keep me in check because I got ADD or ADHD in the attention span of a hot goldfish right now. There's one pin. She's a rollerball in silver. And this one's kind of like an ocean reef pin. What's up, Jet? And this one is a fountain pen. So, thank you, Bailey. We got exactly 6 minutes, and I'm spinning the wheel and putting names on there. No, it's not 30 seconds. I said we was doing it at 2:30. Damn it. Agua. Thank you, Keith. Don't give me that. I do what I want, damn it. I roll with 10 gangs. All right, let me get the workstation cleaned up here a little bit. And then I will bring over the old laptop. Get off of me, damn it. Put these names on here. Stay. My big ass got to go back to work tomorrow. Super stoked about that. Not really. What was that? Weekend at Benner's. Benner's bought 5. Benner. Thank you, Benner. What's up, Mims? Made these two pretty girls, and then I made this pretty basic top, and then I kind of went out and made a Mark Monaco top with a captive ring on there. She's itty bitty. She's pretty cool. She spins. This one spins too. Thank you. Oh, God. Come on, damn it. Don't you argue with me. I'll unplug you. All right. Let me start throwing people's names up on the wheel here. Shoops. Sorry. Heidi gets a bonus one because her fucking package was still in Ashland. 6 for Dan's wood turning. What's up, BV? How's it going, brother? Made a couple crazy looking pins. One's a roller ball, one's a fountain pin. Itty bitty top. And then this one was a little bit more crazy. I made it for one of the viewers on here. He requested one. This is a bloodwood top with a little bit of beadwork and a itty bitty captive ring. Burr. I don't understand that, but alright. Dan's wheel turning. Dan's wood turning. Dan's wood turning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's on there. 2 for Eric. Who the hell just done that? Men's. If I win, you're gonna prize the biggest super chat you get. Sir, that would be you, Mims. You're the 20 piece, so if you win, it's still coming to you, bro. Hold on for a minute. Let me write you down here, so I'll forget that shit. 4 Mims. Thank you, man. Dan's wood turn. Damn it. Oh, you've been there for 2 months now. By God. Thank you, BB. Means a lot, man. You kind of like got me into this stuff. Dan's wood turn. 2 for Eric makes. One for... Not your average. Is that John, or is it not your ordinary that's John? I need to know. It's hotter than shit in here. That is John? Alright. They confuse me with that shit. I can't think right. Eric makes 1 for... That is John, so 2 for John. John. I don't know what the hell I just did, John. John. Plus he gets a bonus one because his shit was stuck in Ashland. Okay, Heidi's is on there. Dan, the other Dan. Not Dan's wood turning. He's on there now. Benner. And 4 for Mims. Mims showed up with a big dick in the locker room. I'm telling you right now, guys, if it gets any hotter, I'm going to lose my shit. You're not the only one. Hold on. What's up, Joseph? How you doing, brother? I ain't seen you here in a grip in a little bit. Alright, it is at that time. I'll show these one more time in case you want to throw a bit in. This is the stabilized curly maple burl. It is a roller ball. This one is destabilized. I think it's beech or birch burl. She's a fountain. You be able to win one of them tonight. I made this little cute pin or cute top. Throw these at kids at craft fairs, and parents can't say anything because you were giving their kids something just at a pretty good velocity. And then this is actually part of an order. It is a itty bitty Monaco style Victorian top with a teensy tiny captive ring, and that one spins like nobody's business. It's got good weight and it looks pretty. Super sexy pins. Thank you, Shoops. Thank you, Joseph. All right, so I'm going to flip the phone over on this side so you guys can see exactly what the hell's going on if no one else wants to bid. And then we're going to spin this damn wheel, and I'm going to go inside and stand in front of an air conditioner for like 30 minutes before I go to the gym. All right, let's go spin it. Holy shit, my phone's hotter than brass doorknobs on the gates of hell. All right, let me flip you guys around here. Yeah, look at that. All right, I'm going to come up here. I'm going to shuffle it, 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 shuffle it. Man's wood turning is not separating. Okay, they did that time. Once again, the shoops dominate the wheel. Alright, hold on. I gotta get my finger over to this thing. Alright, now you can count it down. Count down. Go ahead. I'm tired of waiting. Mims, it's coming to you, man. I've got your address, I believe, unless you moved or something, or I don't know, went off grid, farming stuff. But yeah, I will have to let you pick which one you want real quick. I got the blue one, which is a fountain, and then this one I call the peacock looking one. It is nope, you can pick. That's the way it works. This one's a fountain, or this one's a roller ball. It'll probably work out really good with like Spanglish. This one's actually really pretty. And then this one is sexier than socks on a rooster in its own way. It's the fountain pen. So the regular one then. I guess they're not donoing bigger than 20, brother. Let me flip you back around here where I can see you. Good choice because the blue one's yours. Alright, I've got 15% left on my battery. These will go out with the rest of the packages that should have went out a week ago. Week and a half. Oh, they did go out. They just sat in Ashland for over a week without anyone telling me. That was super cool of them. But had fun. Been a good live. 270 some likes. I'll take it. Love y'all. Thanks for sticking around. Thanks for coming and watching these on Sundays. Please check out the sponsors. gotwoodllc. Use the code WHACKER, capital WHACKER, for discount upon them. You can go to strongink if you put the Whack and Shack in your checkout notes. They'll send you a free gift. And then I would like to send out a special thank you to Hunter Tools. They sent me some phenomenal hollowing and separating tools for the shop. I just got them handled last night. So the next time we make any kind of vessels or anything like that, we will be able to use these up. I put big boy handles on them with some copper furrows and all that good stuff like that. I can't wait to put those to use and hollow out some stuff. I was going to do it today, but I don't want to get caught in another storm again. It's kind of a pain in the ass. Thanks to all the subscribers. Because of you guys, in the last 28 days, we have got over 1.3 million views on this channel, and the only thing I do is lives. That's pretty cool. I do lives and shorts, I'm not going to lie. But YouTube is changing its stuff to where if you're not monetizing, you're a starting... Power just went out. Daddy's here, don't worry. If you have 8,000 hours, they're not going to monetize you and all that stuff like that. So with that being said, lights are flickering, power's going out. Check out the other channels, check out my sponsors. Thank each and one of you guys for being here. These past few lives have been wild. I'll start back to school here soon, so I'd say my next live will probably be some big bowl stuff, big platter stuff. Other than that, my phone's dying, so I got to go check on the family. Peace, love you all, God bless. Please like and subscribe. Thank you guys for coming and hanging out. Drink water, wear deodorant. I'm out.